Great Scott! Is that... No, surely not. It is. It's Harry Potter! Ladies and gentlemen, this is the perfect moment for me to make an important announcement. I have great pleasure in announcing that this term, I will be taking up the post of Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry.
Bet you loved that, didn't you, Potter? Famous Harry Potter. Can't even go into a bookshop without making the front page.
Leave him alone. He didn't want all that.
Potter's got a girlfriend.
I suppose your parents will go hungry for a month to pay for all the books you're going to need at Hogwarts. Here, girl, take this one. It's the least I can do to help out the poor and needy.
Let me give you some coaching, Harry. Fame is a fickle friend, and I would encourage you to be careful how you play the fame game, so to speak. Be sparing with your public appearances at first, and watch the company you keep.
Harry!
Why, I remember the time when I was writing my second bestseller, Gadding with Ghouls.
Harry, we've missed the train!
I believe the more exposure I got in the press, the better my career would progress.
Missed the train?
Trouble was, I became overexposed.
Yes! The Hogwarts Express left 5 minutes ago.
And it wasn't until I went mysteriously missing for 3 weeks.
Oh no! What are we going to do?
Subsequently leaking the story to the Prophet.
Well, I know that Dad took the flying car to work this morning. It's parked in Charing Cross Road.
That I'd been captured by trolls in the wilds of Stockton-on-Tees.
Okay, it's our only chance of getting to school on time.
That I managed to regain my former prominent position as the world's most popular wizard. Harry? Oh.
Although you all apparently learned to fly last year, the apparently is directed at you, Mr. Longbottom, a brief refresher course is in order. Potter, let's see if you still have that natural flying ability. First of all, I want to test your broom control. Fly up and hover a few feet from the ground.
Can everyone see me? Can you all hear me? Excellent! This term I shall be teaching dueling. Let me introduce you to my assistant, Professor Snape. Now, Harry Potter, if you'd like to come forward, the Expelliarmus spell challenge is through here. What you have to do is to find the Expelliarmus spellbook somewhere beyond the portrait. Once you have the spellbook in your possession, the Expelliarmus spell will be yours to use as you see fit.
Where he came across the sorting hat.
You've been wondering whether I put you in the right house. Yes, well, you were particularly difficult to place. But I stand by what I said before. You would have done well in Slytherin.
And he also discovered Fawkes, Professor Dumbledore's pet phoenix.
Fascinating creatures, phoenixes. They can carry immensely heavy loads. Their tears have healing powers, and they make highly faithful pets.
And of course, Professor Dumbledore himself.
I know you're not the attacker, Harry, but I must ask you whether there is anything you'd like to tell me.
Come to me. Let me rip you. Let me tear you.
Anything at all?
No, there isn't anything, Professor.
Very well, if you're sure. Good night, Harry.
Night, Professor.
Good morning. Today we shall learn the transfiguration spell known as Avifors. Avifors will allow you to transform small objects, such as the parts of this statue, into birds. This is achieved like so. Avifors! You will now see that a crawl space has been revealed in the wall. Beyond this is the Avifors challenge. Mr. Potter, come forward, please.
Yes, Professor?
The Avaphor spellbook is located on the other side of this crawl space. Find it, and the spell will be yours. You must then return here to the classroom.
Yes, Professor.
Off you go.
Morning, class. Today's lesson will most assuredly involve us in learning how to cast the appositely named Bluebell Flames. The proper incantation for this charm is Incendio. You will now see that a crawl space has been revealed in the wall. Beyond this is the Incendio challenge. Mr. Potter, if you wouldn't mind coming forward, please. The Incendio spellbook is located on the other side of the crawl space. Once you've managed to collect it, the Incendio charm will be yours. You must then return here to the classroom. Do you understand, Mr. Potter?
I do, Professor.
Very well then, off you jolly well go. Which is why the Carpe Retractum spell is useful. It allows you to seize and pull objects within your direct line of sight towards you.
Sorry.
Miss Granger, would you be so kind as to bring Harry and Ron to the front with you? It's your turn to retrieve the Carpe Retractum spellbook. House points for Gryffindor. Class dismissed.
None of us is hiding Sirius Black under our cloaks.
Harry! Harry! Are you all right?
What? Are you okay? Yeah. What happened? Who screamed? No one screamed. But I heard screaming.
Here, eat it. It'll help.
What was that thing?
A Dementor. One of the Dementors of Azkaban.
Are you sure you're okay, Harry?
Fine.
Take this book, Harry. I'm sure it'll help. It has a few pages missing, but I'm sure you'll be able to find them at Hogwarts. Hermione, Ron, Harry, would you come here, please? I would like you to go in there and bring back the Glacier spellbook. Well done. Harry, Ron, Hermione, an excellent performance. 50 house points for Gryffindor. That is all for today. Class dismissed. Harry?
Can you show me how you made the Dementor back off?
I don't pretend to be an expert at fighting Dementors, Harry, but I'll try and help. But not right now. I have a lot to do, and I chose a very inconvenient time to fall ill. I will get a message to you when I'm feeling better. Ah, Harry, I see you brought your friends. The spell I am going to try and teach you is called the Patronus Charm. It conjures up a Patronus, a kind of guardian that acts as a shield between you and the Dementor. What I want you to do is to go in there and bring back the spellbook containing the Patronus Charm. You will face a boggart, a creature that assumes the form of the thing you most fear, which for you, Harry, is that of a Dementor. Harry! Harry!
I heard my dad.
You heard James?
Yeah. Why? You didn't know my dad, did you?
Remus?
Severus, I will be with you in a moment. I will go and keep Professor Snape busy. I'm afraid you will have to make your own way back. Try not to be seen.
Gee up there. Meet Buckbeak. Beautiful, isn't he? Now, the first thing you gotta know about hippogriffs is they're proud. You always wait for a hippogriff to make the first move. It's polite, see? You walk towards him, and you bow and you wait. If he bows back, you're allowed to touch him. Harry, Ron, Hermione, who wants to go first? Buckbeak's waiting for you to climb on his back. Go on. Well done. I expect you'd like to fly him. Right, catch as many as you can. You'll need to give Beaky a bit of a run before he can get airborne. Then just fly at the bats, and Beaky'll do the rest. Go on, then. That was great. I'd say that deserves an A. Good work.
Give me a go at that thing. This'll be easy. You're not dangerous at all, are you? You ugly great brute.
Malfoy, no!
Yeah!
You're not dying, it's just a scratch.
You were fantastic!
What's the matter with Hagrid? Hagrid?
It's no use. Beaky's gonna be executed at sunset. I couldn't help him.
Oh, Hagrid, what can we do?
There's nothing you can do. The time's set and that's it. Now just run along and turn in. I gotta go and make Beaky comfortable.
Maybe we could... Oh, I don't know.
No, Hagrid's right. There's really nothing we can do. We should turn in.
As Harry, Ron and Hermione arrived at Hagrid's hut, the executioner came to seal Buckbeak's fate.
He's here. Don't let him see you.
Buckbeak, how could they?
Scabbers! It's okay, Scabbers. Come back. Ah, gotcha! Ow!
Ron was dragged into the Whomping Willow. Harry and Hermione chased after him. The tunnel from the Whomping Willow led into the Shrieking Shack. Harry discovered that the black dog was in fact Sirius Black, and that Black had not been trying to murder him, but had in fact been hunting down Peter Pettigrew. The man that had truly betrayed Harry's parents to Lord Voldemort.
No! You can go to Azkaban.
Marched Pettigrew to Hogwarts, the full moon rose, and Professor Lupin transformed into a werewolf. In the confusion, Pettigrew escaped.
Sirius!
Do something, Harry! Please!
Now captured, Sirius Black awaited his fate on the 7th floor of the West Tower. Harry and Hermione awoke in the hospital wing, eager to explain to Dumbledore what had happened.
Professor! Black's telling the truth!
He's innocent, Professor!
I believe everything you say, but there is nothing I can do. What we need is more time.
Hermione understood immediately. Dumbledore was giving them permission to use the time turner she'd been using all year to attend several lessons at once.
We're going to use the time turner to go back 3 hours, rescue Buckbeak, and then save Sirius.
Nobody at Hogwarts knew the truth behind what had happened the night that Sirius, Buckbeak and Pettigrew had vanished, except Harry, Hermione, Professor Dumbledore and Ron.
I trust that you will make the best of the last day of term to say your goodbyes for another year, and to do anything that remains to be done. I'll remind you that we will soon hold the House Cup ceremony. But if you would like to run along now, come back to me when you're ready to see who's won.
I've decided to move on. I just can't risk my problem coming back again. If it hadn't been for Professor Snape's potions to control my illness, I'd have never made it through the year. I simply can't give a class all the attention they deserve, especially with my particular ailment. If it hadn't been for Professor Snape's potions to control my illness, I'd have never made it through the year.
The only thing I'm not looking forward to this term is seeing Snape.
Let's just hope he's left because he missed out on the defense against the dark arts job again.
Or he might have been sacked. I mean, everyone hates him.
Or maybe he's waiting to hear why you two didn't arrive on the Hogwarts Express.
Professor Snape, we were...
In my search of the grounds, I noticed that considerable damage seems to have been done to a very valuable Whomping Willow. I will be speaking with Professor McGonagall later.
That tree did more damage to us than we...
Silence! I would advise you both to make your way immediately to the Gryffindor Common Room.
But Professor Snape, we...
Go, and count yourselves lucky. If I should catch either of you out after tonight, I will definitely deduct house points.
Come on, Harry. I'll meet you outside the entrance hall.
Well done, Potter! 40 house points for Gryffindor! Now, I'd like you to use the Expelliarmus spell you've just acquired in a real duel.
Mr. Malfoy, come over here. Let's see what you can make of the famous Potter. First duelist to gain 5 points wins the duel.
Very well, then. One's at the ready. When I count to 3...
Scared, Potter? You wish.
1, 2, 3.
The Wiggenweld potion will heal most common injuries. The more attentive of you will remember that the most powerful form of the potion
told you we
is
had
prepared
potions.
with only the freshly stripped bark of the Wiggen tree. Mr. Weasley! While you are in my class, you will...
Harry!
Weasley, bring him to the front, now.
What happened?
I will let Mr. Weasley give you a full explanation, although his incompetence speaks for itself. Thanks to Mr. Weasley's little sideshow, we no longer have time for the rest of the lesson. So, you will now be gathering the ingredients for the antidote to uncommon poisons in your own time, ready for my next lesson. For the next class, therefore, you are to bring fire seeds, billywig stings, chispurple carapaces, and the horn of a graphorn. Class dismissed. And, as you can see, combine to form the antidote to uncommon poisons, which can be administered to cure such things as the venomous bite of a doxy. Now, I would like you to gather together the following ingredients in time for our next lesson. Flying seahorses, doxy eggs, toasted dragonfly thoraxes, and fairy wings. We will be using these ingredients to make the girding potion. Class dismissed. Remus?
Severus, I will be with you in a moment. I will go and keep Professor Snape busy. I'm afraid you will have to make your own way back. Try not to be seen.
You know, I can't stand Snape. Always there when you don't want him, and setting impossible homework tasks to catch you out. We have to be careful.
And this leaves you with the girding potion. which may be consumed to increase one's endurance for a considerable number of weeks. I do warn those of you who wish to experiment with this potion that the maximum dosage is no more than 2 of these vials. Class dismissed. After his escape, it has been reported that some muggles saw Black many miles from here. How he managed to travel such a distance in such a short space of time is quite remarkable.
And now we reach the end of another eventful school year together. So, for their loyalty, courage, and their significant contributions to the school, it gives me great pleasure to award the House Cup to Gryffindor.